What's good, Meat Boys? Real quick, shout out to our latest subs, James Court, James Hovey, and Theological Monochromatic Bovine. I'm looking forward to this flyweight scrap because it's a 125 bout with major title implications. And even though it's kind of stuffed in a weird spot on a stacked card, make no mistake, this fight does have title implications. Joseph Benavidez takes on the undefeated plus a draw fighter, Askar Askarov. Not to be confused with the Palestinian fighter, Askar Askar. Askar Askarov is a 28-year-old Russian who has looked like a legitimate threat at flyweight throughout his UFC tenure thus far. For his debut, this dude went to Mexico against Brandon Moreno on a main card and managed to fight to a close draw with the Mexican fighter. Most thought that Moreno probably won those last two rounds, probably should have got the UD, but nonetheless, Askar impressed in that debut of his. After that, he rifled off two dominant victories over Tim Elliott and Alexandre Pantoja, who are two top 10 flyweights in the world as far as I see it. But he's taken on a true flyweight legend in Joseph Benavidez. Benavidez is a day one guy, has wins over a lot of dudes in the division, basically everyone except DJ and God of War, but he's a guy who just never seemed to win that big one, being 0-3 in his UFC title shots. And after losing to God of War for a second straight time, I got to tell you, he sounded pretty despondent, almost resigned to the idea of ever getting a shot again. But if he can manage to impressively beat the undefeated in a draw Russian Askar Askarov, honestly back in the conversation, because if the right things happen, he's potentially a fight away or so. Who knows? What do you think, though? We have Petr Yan fighting later on this card. Is Askar Askarov in a similar talent class? And do you think this Russian is going to make a Sleepy Joe?
Yeah, that's such a great question, and it's pretty hard to say, but this could be total levels test. Everyone's thinking about the two losses, but man, that's the God of meat. It's hard to beat, the God of meat. Davidson Figueiredo is no joke, so you got to give credit where he stepped up twice to him, took two L's, but man, he's got impressive wins running up to that. So makes me kind of still a little bullish on him that he's still there, but I'm kind of hype on the bullet, and I'm going to have to go with Askar Askarov because I think he's got this great momentum. The beefcakes, he might have already been ate, and he might be ready to go back to sleep. So I just don't really see that he has that drive. Just like you said, that quote he said where I basically won't have another shot. So I don't really see him being too motivated to I'm going to be champion. He's already accepted defeat. And unless he wants to be a gatekeeper, I just don't see anything but another paycheck from him while we have the bullet uprising trying to get that strap.
Yeah, I kind of see it the same way. It's almost like Benavidez, as soon as he announced, oh, well, I guess I'm never getting a title shot again, the UFC was like, okay, well, here's Askar Askarov, because if you're even 1 foot out the door, then, well, let's just, hand you over to the bullet. So no favors being done from Ben Sleepez's end on this one. And you're right, Askarov is a legit force coming in at 125. If we look over at Tapology, it looks like a majority is going with the bullet, 73%, and most of the community thinks he's going to get it done by decision. Do you agree with that? Do you think the bullet is just going to decision the beefcake, or do you see him sneaking a finish over Joseph in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with decision on this one. It's not too many 25ers are really knocking everyone out, and I mean, there's only a few that can do that, just like the God of Meat. He was a KO and everyone, but I see this totally being a decision, and I think Bullock gets it done pretty convincingly unanimous.
I'm with you. I'm going to go Askar Askarov. I just, I don't know if it's there still for Benavidez. I think he's a dude who can compete and beat most guys at 125. But I don't know if he's going to still be that top 3, top 5 guy going forward at age 36. And with Askarov being 28 years old and seemingly peaking, I just think this is a bad matchup for Benavidez at this point in their career. So I'm with you. I'm going to go Askarov by decision as well. Any last thoughts on this flyweight scrap? It's kind of a banger.
Yeah, no, this is an absolute banger. Every fight on this card and every fight that we are breaking down is nothing but fire. So definitely stay tuned. And Megan, if you're watching this, if you think differently where Beefcakes is going to get the dub for you, please, DM us, hit us up, and we'd love to talk about it.